It's funny to me just how good hitting that start streaming button and then going and grabbing a drink feels. Actually, I should probably move this over to here. I'm on the GOG version. I don't think I have any... I don't remember if there's any paid DLC for this. Oh, yeah, we played a little bit. I had forgotten about that. I think I streamed this before and I just wasn't in the mindset for it. It is not the sun rising, but our sins. Anonymous.
Because it is my guilt, I claim you, grievous miracle. Make my chest hurt with regret. Forge your punishment and nail it deep. Shape my guilt once again.
Yeah, I'd forgotten how fucked up a bunch of the game is. But yeah, having started it up, I do remember that we did stream it for, I mean, I think the thing says about an hour.
Guilt, repentance, mourning, and every pain of the soul of all kind were visibly and tangibly manifested everywhere and in all of us. Sometimes in the form of blessing and grace, sometime in the form of punishment and corruption. That divine will, equally pious and cruel, which we could not and will never be able to unravel, was called the miracle.
I had forgotten just how long the intro was. Brotherhood of the Silent Sorrow. Press LB to consume one of your biliary flasks and recover vitality. These consecrated flasks are refilled by kneeling in a prie-dieu. Find empty vessels to increase the amount you can carry. Okay, so... this is, I mean, right now it feels like same, similar enough controls to what After Image was. Oh, nice. Press Y to rest at the prie-dieu, saving your game, refilling your health and flasks. Upon death, you will respawn at the last visited prie-dieu. Resting will cause enemies to respawn. I am a little bit curious about where you respawn in this fight if you do not do that, but doesn't make a lot of sense not to. So, I didn't actually remember that one, but, Requiem Aeternum? Mostly I just remembered every one of these games. It seems like just going pure dodging and attack, assault, aggression is rewarded. And I didn't even need to use one of my health pots. But I also seem to recall that that enemy was far from the worst of this starting area. You need key to the chamber of the eldest brother to open this door. Ah.
Regretful be the heart, penitent one. The anguish of the eldest brother has now come to an end. I am Deo Gracias, witness to and narrator of the acts of the grievous miracle. Such is my penance, as yours is silence. The cradle of affliction is what you seek. This can be found in the mother of mothers of the churches. It is a remote place separated from the rest of these lands by a great sacred and forbidden door. Even a wise penitent like me knows nothing of what lies beyond those high walls. However, what I do know is that, according to the rule, one must carry out the 3 humiliations to gain
Is that like the
access
game?
to what they guard. One of them must be performed in the high mountains, covered in thick blankets of snow and ice.
I suspect I made the same joke last time.
A dark, entombed church where the sleeper lies. And the last one, at the end of the trail, carved by moans that claw their way out of an iron spiral. In the bowels of the bell named Hondo that grows into the earth. Take this
Hondo?
thorn and place it on the handle of your sword. If, when the time comes, as you grip your weapon firmly, you notice that it wounds you and makes you bleed, having grown with more thorns sprouting from it, writhing over the figure of the father carved into the knob, that will mean that you are at the mercy of the grievous miracle, whether for its punishment or its forgiveness.
Interesting. Check out the items you've found so far in your inventory. While playing, press the menu button to open it. Small gift from Deo Gracias, dialed in the effigy of the twisted under the guard of your sword. The thorns arisen from the miracle feed on sin and guilt, growing with the burden that its bearer carries. Deos Gracias? Is that? Yeah, they... Brother Abbot, you know that I've been a scribe in this abbey since I was but a wee child. I've written about our church, our saints, and our miracle of the greatest pain. I must inform you that I've made the decision to leave, although I intend to continue writing. In these walls I cannot be a true witness of the works of the miracle. I need to appreciate with my own eyes your holy works. I will be a teller of the miracle wherever it takes me, rain or shine or scorching sand under my bare feet. Actually, do we have anything else? No. Press RB to parry. This maneuver allows you to counter weak attacks and deflect heavy strikes. During a counter, press X at the moment of impact to perform a retribution, increasing the force of the blow and stunning some enemies. Oh, apparently I could have hit Y there. Curious as to what that was about, but... Required Verdialis of the Forsaken Hamlet. In order to use this prayer, open the inventory and equip it. Songs that filled the air during the festivities of a lost village. Its power finds its way through the floor, continues through walls and ceilings, harming the enemies of the penitent one. The ringing of a laced shell horn used to precede this chant, but now only silence remains. Whether in rain or sun or wind, may this land blessed be. Whether walking or in deep sleep, may this land blessed be. Whether by day or in obscurity, may this land blessed be. Okay, so that is L2. Unfortunately, very few of these attacks do all that much damage. RT and X in the air to ascend after hitting an enemy. You can do this up to 2 times before landing. To find them all over Custodia, you can release them with any technique at your disposal. Children of Moonlight. You know, for some reason, I didn't expect the dash to actually have iframes, but having used it against the boss, I realize it most assuredly does, and that is our big avoidance technique.
There is no answer to our plea. The miracle has forsaken us, and my ornate throne turns its back on those who await here.
Press select to open up your map.
Sorrowful be the heart, penitent one. Welcome to Albero, sanctuary to this humble brotherhood of the Kissers of Wounds. Few remain here who can still employ it, but Tirso is my name. There are few of us who still care for the sick and ailing. With devout kisses, we bless the wounds of those who seek our protection. Thus both we and they remain at the mercy of the miracle. Time outside these walls passes by strangely. In sundowns we need not contemplate, but if your penance happens to carry you under set skies, be so kind as to bring us some ingredients for our ointments. The will in the miracle shall show you which ones they are. Time outside these, but if your sorrow...
Okay. Dove Skull. Equip rosary beads in your rosary to improve the characteristics of the penitent one. Find additional knots to increase the number of beads you can equip. And it would help if I was hitting the right button. Skull of a bird drilled as a collet. Its apparent frailness slightly strengthens the penitent one's defenses. That morning, when the bonfires were lit and the convicts were raising their ghastly pleas to the indifferent inquisitors, a white dove came down from heaven and perched on the shoulder of a prisoner, where it stayed until it burned with him. Huh. Weird. The art is really well done.
You who carry the painful guilt in your cracked hands. Lend it to us and alleviate our burden. Lend it to us and wipe away our tears. Because it is an act of penitence.
Okay, but what does that do? The virtue of mea culpa hath ascended. Visit mea culpa shrines to increase the power of your sword. You can also spend tears of atonement to unlock combat techniques. Visit additional shrines and increase mea culpa's strength to access more powerful techniques. Neat. Okay, so that's a plunge attack. We have a dodge thrust. Ooh, neat. It uses fervor, but a ranged attack. We can't get it yet, but a strong attack and a additional piece of the combo. I guess that's up here. I know there's one on the ground floor, but oh yeah, there's two exits here. Let's take the top one first, because I think they go to the same spot.
Thou hast called upon the winch of the Order of the True Shrine. In this place, we gather the remains of those who were separated and forgotten, so we can grant them holy burial as our charitable rule prescribeth. Help us, these poor souls, O penitent one in silence. The Order blesses you.
Give me just a sec. I don't know. Oh, there we go. The batteries on my controller are dying. I have a few different rechargeables that I swap, and I mean, it's not like any of them are relatively new. The most recent of them are Eneloops that are like 6 years old at this point. So I don't think that we can get to that with the spell. I don't think we can get to that with any of the options we have. Phalanx of Brannon the Gravedigger. Brannon Joshua Mullins dug the graves of hundreds throughout his life, whether friend or family or foe. But when the chaos arose, there was no one left to return the favor. Okay, so dodging through, you still take damage. Interesting. Okay, so we can't get that from the left side. Only from the right. Which means presumably there's some way to drop down for that. Also, I think that by virtue of not knowing how to dodge through things last time. I was making it a lot more difficult for myself. So basically, what I'm saying really is that I'm not too surprised that I'm having a much easier time with a lot of things this time around. Ah. Uvula of Proclamation. When the uvula is equipped, you have a chance of earning Tears of Atonement when destroying an object. Neat. And of course, that is closed to us. It has been a little bit, so I would suspect we will be coming across a healy point soon. Capitate of Barak the Herald. Whether executions or lashings, Barak was always there to proclaim them loudly, but his voice broke down gradually as, day by day, he had to announce the sentences of his entire family. So that one has a lot more active frames than I guess I was expecting it to. And here I'm really just checking to see if any of these paths have a prie-dieu at the start. I'm definitely mispronouncing that for the record. Okay. So surely this... Press X when jumping against certain substances to thrust your sword into the wall. While hanging, press A to jump or B to jump down. Okay, and this does let us heal. Yeah, I'm familiar with dodging. Now the downside of death is, of course, that you lose your guilt fragment recovered. You lose your spell charges. Acquired Heart of the Virtuous Pain. Equip a sword heart in Mea Culpa to alter its properties. They grant powerful upgrades, but this comes at a price. Rest at a prie-dieu to access the sword's core and insert a different heart. Sword core, blessed with defensive prayers, can be inserted into Mea Culpa, boosts the blocking stance, increasing its duration, but exposes the penitent one longer to enemy attacks. Nope. Okay. When the penitent one dies, erring in his penance, a guilt fragment is anchored in the world. The weight of the guilt accumulates, reducing the gain of fervor and tears of atonement, as well as the maximum fervor. Collecting guilt fragments to recover, or find someone who can ease your burden. I wonder if there's like a cap on how many guilt fragments you can have. Although this particular area is kinda tedious. What? I am remembering why we died here a bunch last time. It's mostly related to the controls for it. For some of these things, don't really get on with me too well. I'm not gonna sit there and say they're good or bad, because the reality is it's just that they don't get on with how I prefer to play. Fun. At least I don't need to come from all the way to the left. Where I do need to come from is, honestly, annoying enough as it is. Oh, that's good. Or at least the timing on that's not as difficult as I thought it would be. Actually, is fairly generous, if I'm being honest. I actually meant to do this. Because I had a sneaking suspicion it would be pretty powerful with regard to that enemy. Honestly, it seems like the spells are very powerful, and the fact that you can regen them is pretty solid. Bridge of the Three Cavalries, huh?
Here lies the door, on whose bronze the ordeals of those chosen by the miracle are perpetuated. On it, for the art of these images to be worshipped and revered, ornamentation must take place. His sculpted holiness watches us, rigid, from on high. But it is the relief of the bronze that dictates who is worthy of passing under its adorned arch. Find the holy visages, and the bronze will know, for fickle are the wishes of the miracle.
Okay. So hopefully letting us know that we can't pass the door because we can't pass the door. I mean, obviously we haven't done what it requires of us, but... I do not get why sometimes that requires an additional attack. It's a minor thing, but it's also kind of odd.
Sister of mine, as I foretold you, someone is heading towards the Forbidden Gate. Someone who seeks the purge and excommunication of all that is sacred and rests there. No, no, do not place your doubts on me. I am ready.
Okay, so we'll need to fight them at some point in time. You are rid of guilt. Okay, so that is a guilt thing. Oh yeah, we never did check out... Well, I'm not real sure I have that much interest in the... additional defensive options. I have no idea yet if we can actually just hit right through that, or dash right through that, or... Huh. Oh, that's useful, I guess. Ah, yes, especially since here is the... oh. I wonder if that's one of those, things where that has a use somewhere, and it didn't get fixed because it... Whoop. It does have a use somewhere, or if it's just a bug that is effectively impossible to fix. Brief him to the night skies, overwhelms the penitent one with the fury of the righteous, increasing the speed of his attacks for some time. That was really annoying because they really like being off screen. cervical vertebra of Zyker the Brewmaster. Zyker the Brewmaster gave ignoble fame to his monastery by brewing the most famous beer in the kingdom. One night, the flames of a fire raised his legend to the heavens. Small bead of red wax. Tiny pebble of melted wax of a muted crimson. Prayers muttered in its presence slightly strengthen the vitality of the wearer. Interesting, that is... Oops. Not something we picked up last time. Because in fact, I'm pretty sure I would not have been as aggressive in searching for secrets. Not that I'm, particularly good at finding secrets or anything, but I also think that in the hour or whatever, it this was like the limits of how far we got. Yeah.
Behold what I present to you. Though a small piece, its great power should not be underestimated. Trust me, for I have the blood of kings on the palm of my hand.
Oh, that's the key to the starting area. A forbidden key that was guarded by the eldest brother of the Brotherhood, but was eventually lost, thus forever sealing the chamber it opened. But I should probably check the others to see.
What I am offering you here is as lustrous as the first star of the night.
See what I can afford, etc. But
And may my eyes be blinded if I'm lying.
empty, tarnished sphere. There is no trace of nacre left, but it retains just a hint of bluish sheen. It creates fervor when destroying surrounding objects. Minute jar filled with moss. The tiny white flowers that shimmer inside can grant some protection against toxins. And, since I have not spent any money on anything, I can afford 2 of those. Which is good. I don't know how useful they'll be, but toxins sound like a miserable time. Oh. I wonder if that's like an opportunity to do something. And I'm just not exploiting whatever it is.
From a place of blessings have I been entrusted with watching over you, penitent one. Thus it has been arranged. My name is Viridiana. I have been granted a gift with which I can assist you in carrying your burden if required. But only you can make that choice. Penitent one in silence, will you require my assistance with your next task?
I have no idea.
Here I shall remain, lest...
I might, but... I mean, I guess we'll see. Seems rather obvious that that is a boss, assistance thing. Dang. Well, I did decently given that I had no idea what to expect. I'd already forgotten that, for whatever reason, I keep thinking that we can dodge through that. But being able to jump over it is actually a lot better than I anticipated. Oh, I just got greedy. Dang. That is convenient that the thing comes to the same spot every time. I had forgotten the timing on jumping. Like, it's super, super generous. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh man, the timings on this fight are super... No. No. In fact, everything about, like, 90% of this game has seemed super generous as long as you know what the fuck you're doing. I wouldn't be surprised if I could block most of these attacks. Okay. That time I actually just didn't realize what attack was going on. Oh, that, so... Hey, I should have been hit there. I was being super greedy and not jumping. Oh. Okay. What is this?
In the name of the great ordeal and the sons of the miracle, when you humbled yourself before my most holy body, you have been granted the presence of my golden visage, custodian of one of the three sorrows of the soul in penance. Our miracle has chosen me amongst all the peers, just as it chose you, to walk on the sacred sea. May the gold in my visage melt and erase the attrition of your soul. Heart of guilt, return now from the dream.
Holy wound of attrition. Okay. Mark left by the golden visage that reveals the cleanliness of attrition in the soul of the penitent one. Santo Credo, verse 1. His Holiness, because of his high penance, must endure suffering in his soul in 3 ways. Each of the ways is a motive, and each motive is a sore. Hence these 3 sores are the keys to his eternal pain, and must be guarded.
You have carried out the first humiliation of penance. You have met the visage of attrition. You have yet to prostrate before 2 last holy visages.
Okay. Well, I actually have a fair bit of interest in figuring out what the hell is to the right here. And with any luck, we will not be gated by another invisible wall. Okay, so yeah, they just wanted to make sure after killing the boss that you went and ended your appropriate visage. Bouquet of Thyme. A bunch of aromatic herbs common in the past amidst the cliffs of the bronze borders. Today, however, their scarcity makes them incredibly valuable, especially for those who discern their healing abilities. It wasn't long before more and more people came to us affected by that terrible and unknown suffering. Whole families, the old, the young, even the newborn. We brothers of the congregation were unable to cope, and our care was not working. Nor were our ointments, nor our constant prayers. We are lost, submerged in the darkness of uncertainty. So we have money enough. Oh, so that I think we need to get 2 of these, I assume? I don't know. It is, in fact, difficult to say. You have given Bouquet of Thyme.
Merciful be, penitent one. With your contribution, the work of this brotherhood carries on.
You've acquired linen cloth. A useless rag that seems to slightly vibrate at times, emitting an unintelligible buzz. The affliction sometimes leaves its mark on mundane-looking objects, unable to reveal the nature under its mantle of corruption. Febrile as he was, he hardly noticed that someone had sat down next to him. A gentle hand patted a white cloth on his forehead. It was a fabric of the utmost softness, which allowed light through it, as if it were a sheet of paper, and was soaking his feverish sweats, providing such relief that he could not help but fall asleep. When the cloth was soaked, the nun got up and handed it to the Mother Superior, adding, "With this, we will be able to have his confession." Interesting. Huh? What are you?
This place is another dream, penitent one. They believe me a saint, worthy of devotions, and the only thing I granted to their prayers was the saltpeter that runs through this stark land and rises through our bodies. The punishment of the miracle for the false idol is to grant them false holiness. Do not try to obtain my name, for it is also covered in salt. Bring me anything that can be blessed, so you might crush this fate of mine and let me cross to the other side of this false dream.
You have given linen cloth.
Behold the linen cloth that soaks the sweat of fevers, of thoughts, of dreamt sins. A tool that obtains secret and forbidden confessions, even from those who already departed to the other side of the dream. In the name of the High Wills, I bless this relic. Watch over it, for it is now pure and sacred.
You have acquired Shroud of Dreamt Sins. Equip relics to change your perception of the world. Each relic possesses different and unique effects, and you can equip up to 3 of them at the same time. Yellowish fabric, witness to febrile confessions, it still quivers in the face of tortured souls, allowing one to listen to those who can no longer speak. Oh, does this allow me to, actually do something with those enemies that have hit their like last whatever that I have never have to this point not been able to do anything with. I've seen a Y prompt pop up once. Oh, apparently at some point in time we got stronger. Wait. God damn it, I never needed to cross the bottom part of that anyway. Ah, I didn't think that that would be able to hit me. That was just me not hitting down first. I'm doing really bad at timing. That's an interesting attack. I was wondering what that was, and it is a dead horse. You have used key to the chamber of the eldest brother. You've acquired blood perpetuated in sand. Okay. Preserved blood with miraculous properties. With the passage of its bearer, new ledges are revealed, formerly invisible to the beholder's eyes. The miracle is truly unfathomable, and no one knows the origin of the blood that swirls around the wearer's feet. Oh, but there's also lore. Take this bag and fill it with sand. Now imbue it with the blood spilling from these dreadful wounds, so it will turn crimson red. With it you will show the way through these dry lands to those who are yet to follow. Leave me now. I want to say my prayers, for I will soon be joining the dry sap of these roots that painfully embrace our Father. I don't even know what word I was trying to say there. Embrace? And there is, but there is not anything useful, nothing that I can get to, I don't think. Because there's this, not here. There was a thing that I couldn't make the jump to. Oh. Because I needed what I have now. Interesting. I had, what? I had I guess I'd been kind of assuming that, we would get like a double jump for that or something. Interesting. I don't know that I'm the biggest fan of the platforming in this game. I saw the lady, the penitent one of gold and brocade, the one with the helmet whose visor shades her eyes as she watches the accursed and slowly setting sun. Required Tirana of the Celestial Bastion. A prayer that abuses the bounties of the miracle to sanctify the very air around whoever intones it. Generates a barrier of divine lightning that damage any enemies trying to cross it. Oh, that's not open. Okay, that is interesting. I wonder if there's more. I mean, I don't think there will be. But I do wonder if there are more blood platforms over here. Ah. Now that seems pretty obviously kept a different spot than here. So there still is more to get. I just have no idea how. I will say that the only thing I dislike is that about the game so far is that I have yet to fully internalize the different words or like Estus and things like that. But I do like that so far everything has a solution, even if I have not been skillful enough to necessarily do anything about having a real solution. Sphere covered in yellow varnish, the chipped paint betrays its origin. Holm oak of the Forest of Holy Line. It recovers health when destroying surrounding objects. Well... That's a pretty decent amount of health. Actually, there is one thing that I dislike, and that is that I am really, really bad at remembering that there is a slight cooldown after attacks. It's very slight. Okay, so these are related to the number of shrines we found. Or mea culpas, rather. No, mea culpa is the name of the sword. They're related to the number of shrines we have found. This is a form of Hernandez the Explorer. Victor Hernandez was chosen to lead an expedition meant to civilize barbaric tribes. He was sentenced for heresy when he suggested that Custodia was the most uncivilized of all known places. Man, who'd have thought that somebody sent out to be an explorer would actually turn out to be based? I thought that was legal. Oh. And no idea what accepting, or in our case not accepting her help did. Empty bile vessel. Vessel made of crystal and gold, capable of holding the hollowed bile that emanates from the morning fountains. Get up and tell us what you witnessed, said the scribe, without averting his gaze from the paper. I received an order for the exhumation of a penitent who had been buried about a year ago, answered the gravedigger. He was well loved in Albaro, and many parishioners approached his grave, but when I dug him up, we saw blood coming from a crack in his sarcophagus. Blood red as wine. Those who were there rushed to open the lid of the coffin and carried him on their shoulders, watching as blood gushed out from its side. Others ran to their houses searching for buckets and bottles to keep all that blood that wouldn't stop flowing out. Interesting. I kind of like that the game doesn't just like spell out all of its various myths relatively early on. Instead, letting you kind of get a a taste for them. Taste is a really awful and awkward word for that right now, but I don't have a better one. I also appreciate that so far, at least, the bosses have seemed very, very fair. Perhaps even easy relative to what I was anticipating. And I think a lot of that actually has to do with first time we played this game. We may have gone up to Snowland instead of coming down here. Scaphoid of Fierce, the leper. Rejected by his family, his village, and even by other lepers, Fierce only found solace in the echo that his voice returned to him when he took refuge in the tunnels of the desecrated cistern. We have 2 paths available to us. I guess the question being, the fuck is up here? That's... yeah, unsurprisingly, that is toxic gas. And once it builds up... well, I don't know if toxic is necessarily the right word for it, but it is dangerous, deadly gas of some kind. And once it builds up, you're just fucked. Why did I... Okay. So with this, we will check and see what the hell is over here. Huh? Jesus. Okay. Well, that makes that. Don't have quite enough for that. Although I suppose it's really just a short matter of short few enemies and we will have sufficient, but oh, I guess that was a marker placed by me. What are you? I don't I don't remember what this. Oh, this was the guilt. Okay. So that is a useful one. I'm glad they put that one on the map. Having one ready to fire as soon as you drop down is kinda turbo fucked. It is good to know that those things disappear when you kill the puppet master. Another empty bile vessel. Huh. This seems like a very bad idea. It must be around here. The bell will not stop ringing. I hear its jingling even in my dreams. My hands are wounded from all the digging. It must be around here. Just one more wound. I hear it close by. But of course, we can't jump that high out of the muck. Yes. I think that means that those can, in fact, once we get the stuff for them. Or get to a regular thing. I mean, it's possible that is actually what we need to do to, you know, screw it. Worst case scenario, it's... Yeah. What I was going to say is worst case scenario, it's we're out 500. You know, best case scenario, obviously, we have another one. Ah. Well, that sucked. don't know why it wouldn't let me jump out of the thing, but yeah, let's... Oh, I guess I need to fill those up at the place that costs. Also weird that it didn't send me here. Which was where I was thinking we had last rested, but I'm guessing that that is actually not the case. And I'm in fact misremembering. Humorous of McMittens, the nurse. A nurse and cat lover, McMittens saved countless lives, humans and others. Unable to bear saving those who showed no respect for life, he put an end to his own. Unfortunate. Ah. Doesn't actually, meaningfully help me now, but when I want to get to this later, it is, of course, hugely beneficial. That was very, very clever of me. And I am, in fact, capable of making only good decisions. Yeah, that was what I was trying to do originally. Acquired black grieving veil. Dark cloth that has kept its silky feel despite the passing of the years. One of the three remains of an unfinished ceremony. The wounds inflicted by a broken oath rarely ever find healing. Ugh. Jesus. Okay. So, to open this path, we need to do some shit in the really stinky area. Okay. So what I love is that because there have been 2 hidden areas, basically anytime we run across something like that going forward, I'm going to smack my sword into it and it will do nothing. It rules. Okay, I do have a complaint. It's that enemies, especially those that don't have wind-ups or much wind-ups, sometimes just have really bullshit feeling attacks. Eh? Weird. Mountains of the Endless Dusk. Well, let's actually check what's up from here. Let's check what's further up from here. Albaro. Chalcenium of Persian the Bandit. Feared by his countrymen, Persian attacked roots without distinction between rich or poor, and always alone. The day he dragged himself to Albaro on the brink of death, no one took pity on him.
This lowly servant greets you, O penitent one. Welcome to the ossuary of all those who will be eternally remembered. My duty is none other than to provide shelter to each and every one of these skeletal remains that linger under these intangible veils of dust. It matters little how many years or centuries have passed. The bones speak to us through their creaking and grinding, and through their silence. But these remains need one another in order to reveal the truth they still guard within. Only together, in intimate brotherhood, will they achieve eternal rest. For this, they beg that you help them, bring them before me, and in this way, we will uncover the truth that they have silenced. The bones thank you for your help, O virtuous penitent one. Bring the bones before me, and we will uncover the truth that they... Bring the bones...
Okay, but does that do anything? I have no idea. Lovely. Weird that is weird. Very strange. Oh, that's not actually...
Two faces greet you, penitent one. My name is Nacimiento. Look at my chest, upon which an ancient visage grows older and older. A face that does not speak, that does not think, while mine becomes younger, such that I now look like a child.
A 20-foot tall child, but...
Such a terrible sentence is this, that I do not understand its purpose. No matter how much I reflect on the sin that I may have committed to deserve it, the grace of the miracle is present even in those who are punished. Perhaps I might reduce the magnitude of this sentence by helping you. Bring me the quicksilver, which is capable of flourishing under our feet in any place at the whim of the grievous one, and I will mix it with the bile from your flasks, thereby enhancing its gift.
Okay. So we...
Bring me the quicksilver.
Ah. But these are under Alborough, with seemingly no path to easily get to from Alborough. Seemingly. I don't know that that is necessarily what I'm going to say I expected to be the case. But I figured there would be some path. And of course, upside, we have the ability to get back down here quickly. I'm tempted to stop here because it has been almost 2 hours. But I think I want to push into here a little bit, the Mountains of the Endless Dusk. Oh. You've acquired Metacarpus of Hodges, the blacksmith. Blacksmith Brendan Hodges forged some of Custodia's most beautiful weapons, wielded by the Anointed Legion themselves. Destiny wanted it to be one of his weapons that killed him. Rough. Also, dealing with these kind of sucks. All of the enemies here are pretty annoying to deal with. Oh. Okay, I hadn't figured out that... In fact, if it had not been for... What I was going to say is if it had not been for those walls where they were, I would not have remembered. The fuck are you? So this is going to be a boss fight. That instant one really sucks. Or really sucks to deal with anyway. That was, I'm not going to sit there and say it was anything other than luck. Man, I don't remember that guy being that annoying to deal with. I know this is gonna revive everything. I'm really not that concerned with it. So that's definitely the way to deal with that one. And where are our spells? Here we go. Have no available offerings. Ah, okay. In that case, I have no idea.
O penitent one, we traverse strange roads under the same firmament, with nigh other trade, nigh other name. My name is Redento, barefoot the pilgrim of the Order of the Genuflectors. Prithee, taketh nigh affront in my not looking at thy visage, for we at each moment lean forth, so as not to divert our eyes from the path. Such is our old precept. We are before Hondo, the great buried bell, erected upside down so that its ringing would make the earth tremble and reach distant lands. Now Hondo resoundeth in a deep triune moan that travelleth in echoes through its broad spiraling circles. My feet wish to cross to the other side of this ancient valley, to move on to the next destination. Oh, my sins! Who could help me?
Me? I mean, I guess. If I have to. Which, I mean, I think I do, because who else is going to help him? Scapula of Carlos, the executioner. His hatred for people was as great as his love for animals. When he was ordered to execute a dog that had bitten a bishop, Carlos refused for the first and last time. Yeah, I mean, I think I'd much rather execute the bishop in that case. Dogs are good judges of character. Hmm. I think we just barely cannot make that. And I'm pretty sure we actually needed... There we go. Now we can safely save and leave and say we actually, you know, have gotten somewhere. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for me. You know, I think last time I just went in the wrong direction. Because honestly, this has been fantastic. I do thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. I don't think anybody